Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to Michael in the Morning. Today is Friday, December 11th, 2020, and this is your second stimulus check and second stimulus package update as well as news report. We have a lot of exciting news to go over today from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, as well as other top lawmakers in Congress. They give us some specific timelines on the second stimulus bill. Congress officially left yesterday for a break, and they're not returning until Tuesday next week. So let's get right into the updates. Few signs of progress toward a second stimulus bill emerged yesterday on Thursday as Congress starts to inch closer to letting millions of Americans fall deeper into financial peril, and they're taking longer and longer to get a financial stimulus bill passed. People have to wait longer for Washington to figure out how to help them, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi came out yesterday and suggested that negotiations could continue until after Christmas if a deal hasn't been reached yet. She said that if we need more time, then we'll take more time, but we have to have a bill. We cannot go home without it. And she said ultimately they're going to stay in Washington until a bill is passed, whether that's before Christmas or after Christmas. This is because after votes on Thursday, House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer told representatives that the chamber would adjourn until at least this coming Tuesday. So they left yesterday, not going to be back until Tuesday. So no big news will come out until then. The House has moved to end work for the week, came as Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's staff informed congressional leadership that Senate Republicans likely would not support and do not support the $908 billion bipartisan proposal that a lot of top lawmakers are talking about right now. And his advisors said that Senate Republicans are not happy with what's included in this $908 billion bill for funding with regards to state and local governments and liability protections for small businesses. They said that there's not enough money in there for those two things, and they don't agree on the funding that's being allocated to state and local governments and liability protections for businesses. So for that reason, because Senate Republicans don't agree with Democrats right now, they're going on recess. They're not going to be back until next week on Tuesday. Yesterday on Thursday, Democrats again endorsed the bipartisan stimulus talks with the $908 billion stimulus bill. And this package, without direct stimulus checks, it doesn't include direct stimulus checks, but it does have the boosted enhanced unemployment benefits, these additional federal unemployment benefits. Those discussions, however, still have not yielded legislation, as many lawmakers finalize provisions related to state and local government relief and the legal immunity, these liability protections. Good news came out yesterday, though, which is good, is that NBC News reported that the group agreed Thursday afternoon on how to specifically distribute the $160 billion in this proposal for state and local government, but still have to resolve a couple of disagreements on legal immunity. Speaking on the Senate floor yesterday on Thursday, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, he came out and said that the negotiations, the only real game in town are this $908 billion bill. And he said that that's really where they're going to come to an agreement on. He said all the other bills that they're talking about right now aren't really going to yield much of any results. The main thing that they have to agree on and that he thinks will help them come to an agreement is this $908 billion bill. He said that everyone knows that this bipartisan proposal is the only real game in town at the moment, the only proposal with enough bipartisan support to hopefully pass both houses of Congress before the end of the year. Everything else, he said, really doesn't have a chance. He contended that Mitch McConnell has tried to trip up those talks in favor of a plan that includes only policies Republicans support, and Mitch McConnell has come out and said that he doesn't want to pass the $908 billion bill. But Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer basically said, even with Mitch McConnell saying all of this stuff, the only bill they're going to really end up getting is this $908 billion bill, because that's the one that has the most support right now. Everything else that lawmakers are talking about, they're just throwing it in the way of getting this $908 billion bill passed. And finally, Mitch McConnell came out yesterday on Thursday, and he targeted Democrats all across Congress for what he called efforts to delay new relief. He's backed more narrow legislation of about $500 billion, which would be based around the Paycheck Protection Program, small business loans, but what Mitch McConnell wants would not include additional federal unemployment benefits or direct stimulus checks, and lawmakers, while The bill that they're talking about now doesn't include direct stimulus payments. They at least want to get either direct stimulus payments passed or the boosted unemployment benefits passed. They don't want to pass a bill that doesn't include either of these because then it lacks any real support for the American people. McConnell offered this week to drop liability protections and state and local government aid from his list of demands. However, Democrats rejected the trade-off due to worries that states and cities will have to lay off first responders and teachers without more federal help. Schumer and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi also shot down the $916 billion offer from the Trump administration because it did not include a federal jobless benefit supplement. It didn't include these boosted unemployment benefits, and Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi said with millions of Americans who are unemployed, they need to make sure they have some sort of unemployment benefit that specifically is designed to help unemployed Americans. Bottom line is, though, Mitch McConnell said on Thursday that he hopes his colleagues let Congress deliver more help soon, but a lot of Americans simply can't afford to wait. And basically what we hear from this is that both House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, they're both saying we can't wait to pass more stimulus. They need to get something passed as soon as possible. This is really good news, at least in the sense that they're on the same page, that they're not going to be leaving Congress until they get a bill passed, whether that means after Christmas, like House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said, or if that just means they have to continue debating and talking like Mitch McConnell said. Either way, all we know at this point is that both sides want to get a bill passed. They want to get direct stimulus checks in the bill or unemployment benefits, or both of them, depending on what bill is passed, but it has to include either unemployment benefits or direct stimulus checks. But that's your update for Friday, December 11th on the second stimulus check and second stimulus package. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget you can get 4 free stocks, each valued up to $1,600 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.